Starting in 3,
Hashtag
2, 1. Okay, and then let's start this up. All right, Sony obviously charges in. Ven Frost, what is it? Frost Nova something? Oh, Sony gets right out of the Frost Nova. Okay, and he's just going directly on Ven, and then he immediately ice blocks. Sony heals himself up. Ven's not really too worried about this because he knows he's probably going to reset anyway. It's not a big deal. And then this is probably where we're going to see the reset here. Let's find out. And then Sony tries to hit him with the grenade, and he actually gets him with the grenade. Sony's actually making some distance here. Ven is already at 60% health. Let's see what's going to happen. He will with the Forsakens out of the intimidating shout, and then Venruki is just kind of kiting him away a little bit more, and we'll see what's going to happen here. Sony's rooted in place, and Ven is just damaging him down pretty slowly, but Sony still has a really good amount of health left.
That grenade was an
that was
Kobe.
A good grenade.
That could be the thing that opens this up. Now we're going to see the big one coming in from
he drops
Ven.
the big one, and then there's the Frostbolt right there, and then the Polymorph right after that. Okay, all right. So then Ven's just going to sit here and just fully regen and then fight against Sony. This is basically what we saw at the beginning.
So this is the thing that I want to mention. You saw Sony coming in with a really good play that gave him that potential to win, but Venruki has so many opportunities to reset. He has actual chances to make mistakes. We're not going to see the Warrior have any chances for mistakes.
Right. Yeah, if the Warrior makes 1 mistake, it's over. If the Mage makes 5 mistakes, he just polymorphs, right? It's not really too big of a deal. So as you can see, Venruki using a rank 1 Frostbolt to keep Sony CC'd. Rank 1 Frostbolt resisted, the other one wasn't, and then there we go. A bomb there, trading the bomb with the Cold Snap proc, Frostbite proc, and then just keeping Sony CC'd, waiting for... Wow, how did Sony get full... Oh, no, he doesn't. That's just a weird thing. Yeah. Okay, they just blinked right out of the intercept, and then Sony is pretty low right now, hitting him there with the Fire Blast, and it looks like Sony is... not doing too well
in this matchup. This is actually the form of Venruki aggressing, right? Because he can just chill and cast out, no pun intended, cast out those frost bolts, move away, and that was actual aggression. He had about 40% mana there, and he can just go all day, hit Sony, and try to take him down. Keep in mind, this is going to be a best of 5, so this is not match point yet.
Can we have? By the way, I think that there was a little bit of interference. It was confusion. Can we please have all of the Alliance and Horde make it over to the shore so the 2 duelers don't have any interference at all? It just makes things more complicated, and it's problematic.
All right, Mage versus Rage. We're going to keep this one trucking. Thank you guys for all moving over to keep that area clear. We're going to jump back into this in S-Fun. Whenever this one is ready, we'll jump straight back into it because we've already seen that Sonydigital has the opportunities to make some big plays. That nade, for example, really did open up an opportunity. But what can the Mage do? Reset.
Just resets and does it again. Doesn't matter. And then Sony, that polymorph, the trinket out of the root, he can do that every 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Venruki can do the root every 30 seconds or 20 seconds. I mean, it's going to be a pretty hard matchup for Sony.
He also can get a root without even needing to root, right?
Exactly.
So they're on top of... He has like a little bit of icing on the cake. Sometimes RNG can be even more in his favor. It's not an easy matchup.
S-Fun, are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Okay, let's do it. All right, second duel. Sony's just getting over the rage. All right, let's make it happen.
Let's get the magic started. This could put Venruki on match point nice and early here.
Again, let's make sure we have all the Alliance going over to the shore. If they're not at the shore, we probably should start killing them.
Definitely don't kill during the duel, though. We'll figure
if you're a competitor, do not do any damage to their Alliance.
Yeah, just relax.
Okay, let's go. There it is, and then immediately Sony charges in, goes into Berserker stance. Venruki roots him, moves away, and then Sony's throwing a grenade. Is it going to hit Venruki? That is not good for Sony at all. Venruki immediately slows Sony with rank 1 Frostbolt. Sony can... There we go. He's using Will of the Forsaken to get out of that intimidating shout. Sony is already at half health with that critical strike, a Cone of Cold plus the Fire Blast. He's just being kited around. Not really a whole lot he can do. Sony is pretty much living the life of a warrior. This is...
You can even see it on Sony's face. It's just like, this is something that that you can get into when you're playing in this matchup. It's a hard one to win. Sony definitely playing it well, but it's going to be match point for Venruki. Hands up, boys.
Okay, one more.
I've never seen you so sad. This is, I mean, have you ever...
One more.
Oh, wow. Well, look at everybody, just absolute chat. Venruki's been able to take this one nice and easy, and now,
just having a great time. Hey.
Win one duel.
You win the girls, dude. That's all there is to it.
Win 2 duels.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Okay,
right there.
we'll see how this goes.
That's a reigning champ. That's fine. Come on, man.
Okay. All right. We're getting ready for the third duel. Now, this is, again, best of 5. So Venruki has won 2. All he has to do is win 1 more until Venruki moves up into the actual finals. So
the winners finals, right? There is still somebody who's going to come out of the losers to get into that grand final. We're going to see who is going to make that long run. For some reason, a few of the people on the lower side of the bracket have decided to take naps.
I don't think they knew there was a lower bracket, which could be our fault. But either way, we're ready for the third match.
Bracket, that's a loser's mentality.
That's right.
You got to keep on fighting, but ultimately we'll DQ them left and right if we do need to. That's the first time you said that. And ultimately, Venruki's going to try to say the same thing going up against his friend Sony.
They went ahead and started.
I know. So basically what you're seeing here, wow, Sony getting a big crit, 2 big crits, taking Venruki all the way down to 40% health. This is actually really good for Venruki. Sony, oh my God, Venruki's only at 20%. 20%.
And he gets the shit.
He's not happy.
So I can actually read lips. Sony said, oh my goodness, frick, how the heck did he get out of this situation and get me in the sheep? That was what he said. No curse words, because Sony is an absolute class act. You can also watch his stream right now. He's probably going to be streaming Battlegrounds or something after this, because it looks like Venruki, even after that insurmountable amount of damage, is able to get a full reset with that sheep. And now look who's on the back foot. It's going to be Sony.
He got a root on Sony, and that's really not going to help him either. Okay, here's the big one. He's dropping the bomb. Boom. 300 damage, but the stun didn't go through, and then Sony goes ahead and charges over. This is actually not that good for Venruki. I'm actually surprised that it's gotten this close. Sony roots him right there. Sorry, Venruki roots Sony right there, and
dude, Sony's actually so good though. I mean, like, you look at that matchup.
Like, everybody knew that was going to happen.
He had 2 though opportunities where it actually looked like he could have turned it around when most people would have absolutely zero.
The fact that he even did any damage all
I mean, he got blocked. Like when you actually do look now,
that's
Sony,
amazing.
Of course,
like, that's amazing. Great job.
Sony is now going to be on the lower side of the bracket, right?
Yep.
So Sony's not out of it yet.
That's
and
right.
I easily think, depending on who he plays against, like, look what the matchups are.
Right, Payo and Bean.
Sony could potentially go against Payo or Bean.
Right.
A Warrior has a shot in both of those matchups.
Very true.
So I don't think that we can count Sony out at all. He played incredibly well. It's a very hard matchup, but Venruki going to be the first one to get into one of the best seats in the house.
All right.
Now we're going to turn our attention to Cdew against... Ooh, man, the all-seeing
eye. I don't know how this is going to go. This mage has been, he's been playing incredibly well, came completely out of nowhere, very aggressive play style, going up against Cdew. Now, we saw what Cdew was able to do to Ziqo. Cdew completely controlled Ziqo, and he got the match pretty much in his favor right from the very beginning. So we'll see if all-seeing eye is going to be able to do a better job, but at this point, I'm not even really sure. Honestly, it really depends. Like, this is going to be a very, very anticipated matchup.
It's always tough to tell when you're watching. Obviously, every matchup's going to be a little bit different. Everybody's playstyle is going to be a little bit different. So it's easy to make that fallacy of just saying that, oh, because I've watched this player play these matchups, he looks better outright than another player. And when we do compare all-seeing eye to a lot of these other guys, he has looked a lot better. Ziqo fell to Cdew. Will all-seeing eye be able to do what Ziqo couldn't?
Okay, let's find out. Whenever they're ready, let them know, and we'll do this duel.
All right, we're getting this one started as quickly as possible. And keep in mind, Cdew now not only has had practice leading up to this against the mages, he also has had practice in the tournament. And this is somebody that we've seen up on the BlizzCon main stage, being able to use different things on the fly that he's learning in the tournament. That's actually a huge push for someone with the experience that Cdew has. You know, you have tournament experience now to use as a tool for yourself. It's starting to get very serious here. We're getting into the very late stages of the tournament.
Here we go. Cdew focusing up immediately. Combat starts, hits him with an Earth Shock immediately, starts hitting him, trying to stop that polymorph. He stunned him with the was that the bomb right there, and then All Seeing Eye. He got the polymorph out, even though he hit him with the Earth Shock. That's spell batching right there, boys. All Seeing Eye going into position. Cdew is not in a good place right now. All Seeing Eye is doing exactly what Ziqo was trying to do as well, getting in position and starting to kite right here. It's going to be very hard for Cdew to be able to reset and get back into the same position that he was at the beginning. So here we go. Cdew is trying to go after him. All Seeing Eye is just pumping frost bolts into him, doing a ton of damage, and Cdew isn't really taking that much damage at all, and he's moving in here, and he's doing already a lot of damage. Hit him with a crit, almost 400 damage with a Cone of Cold. That's a lot right there. We've got obviously totems going down, grounding totem going down, rooting Cdew, moving away again. He's obviously trying to outrange those totems, so he doesn't even have to worry about wasting his time with them. He blocked the chain lightning.
Yeah, the chain lightning is really where Chuck's going to do most of his damage. Yeah. And on top of that, we're going to have another reset with a poly. These polys are devastating. Cdew wasn't able to get the damage out because of the block. Now he's going to need to look for another chain lightning, and we know that All Seeing Eyes probably already snapped.
That was an evocate right there. He just used his evocate right there. So he can't use that again, basically, for probably the entire rest of this duration of the duels. So then he's probably going to go for another polymorph as well. Now, All Seeing Eye almost has full health, and he almost has full mana. Cdew is at half mana. I don't know if that's going to be enough for All Seeing Eye to be able to secure a victory here, but we'll find out.
The question is whether or not
he gripped into him with oh my God, with the Netomatic, and then he blinked away. Okay, All Seeing Eye is definitely in a bad position here. As you guys can see, he just jumped away right there, and Cdew going back over to him right now. Here we go. Let's see it.
And the other thing to note is if we actually see a chain lightning getting off, let's say that we do see another ice block stolen away here, a sheep in the middle of the go is where we can see the All Seeing Eye potentially win. This could be the go where Chuck closes it out.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. And then hitting him with the lightning bolt already. Let's see. Healing with lesser healing wave. All Seeing Eye, almost no mana. Let's see. Oh, he just used his mana gem right there. He's at about 40% mana. Cdew is trying to just heal himself up, doing whatever he can. And then right now, Cdew was able to pretty much full heal right there with the
well, also, another thing that we do need to note, he was able to get off a sheep here in the middle of the go, and then he was able to stomp the totem. He threw out just a frostbolt, rank 1, get rid of that grounding totem. That means that Poly could come out again. This go has to be it. There. If Chuck can't win in this go, all of a sudden you really have to favor All Seeing Eye because he has all the reset potential. Looking for some lightning bolts, looking for a chain lightning, but the gap has been secured.
30 seconds on that route. All Seeing Eye is going to be able to almost for sure be able to fully reset this. Cdew might actually need to go over there on his mount at this point. So All Seeing Eye is sitting down. He's drinking. Now, again, he has already used his, He's already used his evocation. Everything else is pretty much all up. So they're pretty much going for a full reset now. All Seeing Eye at about half, maybe probably going to get the full mana, and Cdew at about the exact same place.
Well, you have to also look at All Seeing Eye and just talk about how ridiculously well this guy is playing because he's also Alliance. You expect him to not have as many duels against Shaman, and he knows exactly how to play this matchup better than some of the Horde that we've even seen thus far. And he's been able to really push Chuck into bad situations.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he's also been dealing fantastically well with the groundings and getting sheeps not grounded.
Yeah, he's getting max range again. Now, obviously, he's going to try and polymorph him again just to get a full reset and be able to just completely go in on him. Now, he's going to start channeling Frostbolts. Now, All Seeing Eye doesn't have that much mana. That's something that I'm really kind of worried about. Is he going to run out of mana? So, obviously, Cdew dropped a grounding tome, was able to help him get a little bit closer. Cdew casting Lightning Bolts already on All Seeing Eye. This is not good. A 500 crit with that Lightning Bolt and an Earth Shot crit on top of that. Dropping a grenade, hitting All Seeing Eye with the grenade. All Seeing Eye at 12 health, and that is it. Cdew finishes it off, the first match winning. That was out of nowhere.
But that's how Shaman wins, right?
Yeah, you don't even know what's going to happen. It's a sleeper class.
That was beautifully played by Chuck.
Holy shit.
Basically, after we saw some of those groundings dealt with and really good sheeps going off, I mean, you can even see there another grounding was down. That's that veil of protection that you basically can have to aggress. Once that goes down, Cdew goes, okay, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to look to close. But in every single instance besides that, All Seeing Eye was able to navigate around it, able to get off polys, and able to stop totems. And it was just so well played by him. But now Cdew's just looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I don't know if this is really going to happen. All Seeing Eye played that extremely well. And Esfon, we're ready for the next match whenever you are, man. And I mean, that was really, really impressive. I didn't expect Cdew to win, honestly.
People are saying Cdew is Thrall himself.
Hey,
he's looking like it right now. He really is.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is actually really, really impressive.
If Cdew does manage to win this, this is actually so great. If Cdew manages to win it, he gets his rematch against Venruki.
Yes.
If All Seeing Eye wins this, we see All Seeing Eye beat Cdew when Ziqo couldn't.
Right.
And we see him get to go against Venruki to potentially prove that he is the best mage.
That's right.
That's his goal.
This is a win-win situation here. This is going to be a great match one way or another. All right, here we go. As soon as they're ready for the duel, we need to go ahead and get this going. All Seeing Eye putting up his Fire Ward, getting his mana back up, and it looks like we're about to get into this next duel. Again, this is best of 5. So All Seeing Eye and Cdew has 1. All Seeing Eye has 0. Okay, there's the duel flag go down. Here we go, boys. Let's do it.
All right, guys, we have seen Cdew manage to pull out the first victory in this series. It looked like he had fallen behind so many times. Again, look for just a completely explosive opener.
Okay, there we go. Obviously already, and he's probably going to use Chain Lightning right there, doing as much damage as possible. All Seeing Eye is trying to do as much as he can. Fate, there we go. 300 damage on that Chain Lightning, already dealing damage to All Seeing Eye, trying to get him with that bomb right there, all the way at max range. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It did, but it didn't really matter because the Polymorph came out at the same time. Really not a very good position and not good timing for Cdew. And so obviously he's going to be down with that bomb, and All Seeing Eye is going to move all the way back to evocate again and hopefully reset this duel in his favor.
One thing that we did hear early on from Chuck when he actually had his interview, he talks about those early polys being something that he wants to get rid of. He has a really good opener that time around. He actually is able to get a fake off. Then right after that fake, he has down his grounding totem. So we see him have a strong opener, but still, unlike what we saw in the previous matchup, we see All Seeing Eye being able to create space and get a polymorph.
Well, they basically did an agreement of a full reset right there. So Cdew using a rank 1 lightning bolt to, I guess, keep All Seeing Eye in combat, and now it's just doing damage to him right there. Another full duration polymorph. All Seeing Eye doing that immediately, killing the grounding totem. Probably going to go in here for maybe a Frost Nova. Oh no, let's see, it's another polymorph. Okay, it's a 10-second polymorph. All Seeing Eye seeing what's going to happen, and then another polymorph on top of that, just hitting him right there. Fighting in combat, All Seeing Eye getting extremely aggressive right here. This is what we saw originally with this guy, and let's see if that confidence is going to pay off.
All right.
Okay,
we already saw how explosive the Shaman's damage can be, and he closes a little bit of space. Cdew, though, for a second, has to back off the aggression, looking for some healing, but the Chain Lightning just went. He's going to be able to take you down. There it is. Match point for Cdew.
What? Wow. Hey.
That's a lot of damage.
There it is, dude.
True. I don't think anybody was expecting that. I know one person that wasn't. All Seeing Eye.
Dude, All Seeing Eye gets obliterated there. And that's why you can see, well, you see a lot of respect coming out around the Chain Lightning from All Seeing Eye previously, right? We saw him actually pre-blocking it. And that's essentially what you need to do. If you cannot get off a pre-block there, you get sent straight to Narnia.
Okay, all right, All Seeing Eye has got one more chance to do this. This is, again, the best of 5. 2 points for Cdew, 0 for All Seeing Eye. Both of these are amazing players, and let's see what's going to happen this time around.
Yeah, that's a sub-train waiting to happen. Oh, my goodness.
Dude. What the fuck, dude? Look at that. All right, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right.
Man, what a legend.
What a god.
But I have to say, All Seeing Eye, too, he is out of, like, him and Drakova, right? Like, these are two names that a lot of people were like, okay, I'm excited for the matchups, but who are these guys? And look at how much
now
really
we know.
Impressed. Yeah.
Now we know. Okay. And getting a little bit of body.
Gachi is everywhere, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's literally everywhere.
This is the tournament, man. This is what it's all about.
Yep.
I mean, this is the big event, man.
Dude, Gachi is everywhere, dude.
Okay, whenever he's ready, they can go ahead and start the duel. We probably should start it soon, obviously, for the sake of cooldowns. And make sure we get this done as fast as possible.
As we're getting this one started, I actually want to. I always thought it was Gachi fan. It's Gachi S fan. He told me the other day. Yeah, he likes S fan. He thinks S fan's a cutie. We're looking at the back of his head right now, and the back of your head is ridiculous, S fan. Ready to get this duel started? Oh, the front of your face is a work of art, like the manly Mona Lisa.
The duel is out. Let's make it happen. All right, is All Seeing Eye going to make a reverse sweep or not? Let's find out. All Cdew has to do is win one of the next 3 games, and then he moves on to the semifinals.
Well, he goes to play against Venruki, a friend, a teammate, and the person that he actually played and sent him to 3rd place in the last tournament. We know that the big respect needs to come around these chain lightnings. Expect Cdew to actually try to bait out a kick here. Expect him to try to fake, and also he wants to try to get that ice block nice and early.
That grenade with the lightning bolt right there, trying to line of sight the lightning bolt. I'm not sure if that really was going to work. All-Seeing Eye already at half health, and then casting another lightning bolt, just doing as much damage as possible. A 500 crit. All-Seeing Eye is going to have to reset right now. He has to reset right now, and this is going to be a full polymorph, so it will be absolutely completely possible.
You see there, Chuck says HE double hockey sticks, man, because if he doesn't end up in the sheep, it's completely over, and he tried to actually get away from that situation of the sheep. The sheep is pretty much the bane of Thrall's existence here.
And then we see another polymorph leading up. All-Seeing Eye still not really that much mana, but again, he does have Evocate back up again. All-Seeing Eye starting this fight out with minus about 500 health. That's obviously not going to be helping him a whole lot, but he's pretty confident in going back into it. So here we go, doing 2 rank 1 frost bolts, and then Cdew starts casting Chain Lightning again, interrupts him, gives him a counter spell. Cdew's moving away, so obviously he has to move forward. Grounding Totem is out. He's killing Grounding Totem immediately. Cdew's using First Aid, and then back to casting Lightning Bolts. He's trying to outrange the Lightning Bolts, which is a good idea, but it still did get the first one off. All-Seeing Eye already at half health, and the Chain Lightning goes off, and the bomb goes off, and the polymorph goes off. This seems like deja vu to me. Let's see what's going to happen. All-Seeing Eye goes to immediately kill the Grounding Totem. He's going to sit down and probably drink. Now, he is going to be a little bit low on mana on this, so we're going to see what's going to happen. Now, he's already got 5 seconds left. There's no way All-Seeing Eye is going to be able to fully regen his health here. That's the big problem here. So he's going back into combat. He's going back into combat here. Okay, here we go. There's only a few hits that Cdew even needs to make here. This is not good, and that is over. It is a 3-0 sweep from Cdew going into the semifinals.
I am a little bit curious why he said exclamation mark okay, but let's hear what Cdew has to say. Oh, Inception. Cdew, you're pretty cool. Cdew, you're pretty cool.
Wow, this looks like one of my my streams.
Subscribe with Twitch Prime.
There it is.
Subscribe with Twitch Prime.
There it is. Okay, let's see. Wow. So huge fucking congrats to Cdew. Like that was actually really impressive. I feel like Cdew really knew exactly what he was doing there. There was no point where I thought that Cdew was not prepared for that. And that's very impressive to me right there on song.
So people in chat were even saying like, look, Cdew is the mage killer. Now we really get to find out. Yeah. He could potentially eliminate every single. He could eliminate potentially every single mage that was in the tournament. He sent Ziqo down to the lower bracket.
Yep.
Now he sent All-Seeing Eye down to the lower side of the bracket, and now
here we go.
He could potentially send down Venruki to the lower side of the bracket as well. Yeah, you are right.
Okay. There it is. So we'll look right here, and let's look at All-Seeing Eye and see where Sony and All-Seeing Eye are going to land on this losers bracket right here. There's the All-Seeing Eye right there. And then we do need to do, Esfond, are we ready for some of the lower bracket games, or do we want to finish off the upper bracket and then go into the grand finals after that? Or sorry, the lower bracket after that?
Right now it looks like we have, so Snuts and Jellybeans, DQ, I guess they disappeared.
Yep.
Stay safe. I don't think he's back yet. If he's not back by now, then I think that's it.
Hotform and Ziqo. Payo and Bean.
Yep.
Sturge and Healingstat.
Yep. So it would be Bean, Payo, Ziqo, Hotform, Absterge, Healingstat, and then Zero doesn't have somebody to play.
So
now was our losers bracket? Was our losers bracket a redemption bracket, or was it a where the winner plays the winner of the?
Winner plays the winner in the grand final.
Yeah, winner plays winner in grand finals.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that we should do the losers bracket now.
Yeah.
And then let's at least do the next round of loser brackets. That's what seems like a good idea. So is Payo online?
Well, let's start with Sturge Healingstat.
Yeah, or Sturge or Healingstat, like one or the other.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna check we're gonna check to see which matches are ready. Keep in mind, now that we move back to the lower side of the bracket, all of these are best of one. If you guys want to take a look at the bracket, you can just hit ! bracket in the chat. All the production is brought to you by our sponsor, Early Onset Male Baldness. It's it's pretty much the only sponsor that we have here, and a lot of us wouldn't be here without it. So we do give a big shout out to the mold and ! bracket, and we'll show you guys the bracket.
Okay, great. That sounds good. All right, Esfon, whenever you're ready.
Okay, is Payo here? Target Payo. Payo might be asleep.
Oh, they can't see that.
We can do we can do Ziqo and Hotform first. We can do Ziqo Hotform first. We can do Ziqo Hotform first, and then
All right, cool.
Okay,
Let's
that
start
sounds
with
fine.
that.
Let's do it.
Let's start with that. And we're gonna start off with Ziqo versus Hotform.
Okay.
Winner of this plays against winner of Payo versus Bean.
All right. And after we do these, we can do the semifinals, and then that'll tell us who all is going to be in the losers bracket, and we can just do the entire losers bracket and then finish off with the grand finals.
Yep.
Seems like a good idea. All right, boys.
Sounds good.
Let's get into these last matches. These are going to be the hardest ones, the most intense. Again, the losers bracket, win or lose, you're out. Or not, I guess, well, there's one match, okay? That's what I'm really trying to say, is that you only have one match. You win, you go forward, you lose, you're out of the tournament. That's
One
all
duel.
there is to it.
One duel.
8 Mile.
Do not
one
miss
shot.
your chance to blow. Better never let it go.
Mom spaghetti.
so we have we need to find Black Lizard needs to fight Hotform.
Yep.
Where's Black Lizard at?
Zingo.
There he is. Okay, so whenever you guys are ready, Hotform, go ahead and challenge him to a duel.
All right, here we go. We're going to get this one nice and ready. Keep in mind that all of our mages that have entered the lower side of the bracket were sent here by Cdew. We got a quick little look at his talents there as he is celebrating a little bit. And now we're back on with our beautiful sideline reporter in Esfan, who's getting ready for this next one. Hotform representing Canada. We have a bunch of Canadians in this tournament right now. Some of them have been, okay, already opening up.
They're already starting off. Hotform immediately gets on him. Ziqo roots him. Hotform trinkets out of the root and then stuns Ziqo with a kidney shot. Let's see how this is going to go. Ziqo is just taking damage right now. Hotform isn't really taking anything. Okay, Ziqo immediately tried to go for the polymorph. He got it blinded and then immediately blocked it of the blind. Okay, here we go. And then he's moving away. Hotform immediately tries to go for the first aid. It gets denied by a cone of cold. He goes for the vanish, hits him with the cheap shot, immediately blinks the cheap shot, and here we go, getting the rank 1 frostbolt, I'm pretty sure, on him, just to keep him in combat and keep him in control. This is really, really good for Ziqo right here. This is incredibly good for Ziqo. He's going to be able to completely reset this match. This is amazing for him right now.
Yeah, finally he gets that opportunity to take a little bit of a breath here, because Hotform, he came out completely hot. And it was looking to close it, but
he's not even going for it. He's just going for the kill. Like, Ziqo is actually just going for the kill. Like, Hotform is just taking damage. Hotform, look, I mean, like, wait. No way. No way, dude. No way, dude. Is this really gonna happen? Okay, let's see. So he's actually sitting down and eating in Shadow Meld form. This is going to be a complete reset. Ziqo was literally, like, what was that? 3, 5, 10 health away?
That's what we call the power of the alliance.
Oh my God, dude. Look at that. And Hotform is still getting kited. Ziqo is determined to make sure that was not just a fluke, and he actually does deserve this win. Finishing off Hotform. Let's see if it's going to happen. He's got 1% health. He goes for the bandage, and then he goes for another one, and then he stuns him right there. Ziqo blocks out of it, and then he finishes him off with the wand.
He lasted like so much longer than I thought he was going to there.
That was impressive, to be fair. That
Natal
was
dodges.
impressive.
Honestly,
Okay.
I want to see a Hotform just spam a spacebar for a second. This is the type of luck that gets you 15 Night Elf flips in a row.
Yes, obviously, Mr. Form, you did very well. You had one great chance at a comeback. How did you feel about your chances there whenever you got to that point?
I was pretty sure I was going to lose to Ziqo. He's a really good mage, and if anything, mages are the hardest fight rogue. So I had a couple tricks up my sleeve, but ultimately so did he, and he came out up top.
Am I flying? right now? This is ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how I ended up here, but I'm in the air right now, so I'm very excited to be here, man. It's just, this tournament has been so exciting to watch. You, Hotform, and so many of these other competitors. It just feels like I'm on top of the world, man. I'm just flying high right now. So just want to say, great job competing today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Thank you.
Esfon, get down from there. All right.
Okay. Are we ready?
Sure he stops defying gravity. Which one do we have next, Esfan? Is it going to be Payo versus Bean?
Healingstat and Absterge.
All right, let's
cool.
make it happen. So here, time is now. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm actually, I'm really curious to see what this matchup is going to be. I think that it could be something like pretty fun. Okay, here we go.
Yes, somebody in chat is both second place Andes. They are actually two people that have gotten second place at BlizzCon. We're going to see, though, what the move is for this rep paladin.
Healingstat is just immediately kiting backwards, running it out, just basically making as much time as possible, just damaging down Absterge very, very slowly, hits him with the Psychic Scream, runs with him. That's pretty interesting. And then immediately probably hitting him with a Mind Blast, maybe? Yep, there's a Mind Blast right there, and just doing as much damage as possible to Absterge. And then Healingstat is just trying to get as much range as he possibly can. This is not looking good already for Absterge. Absterge, you guys see his mana? Yeah, me either. Not looking good. And then he's immediately having to judge him with Wisdom to try to get any mana back possible. This is really, really bad for Absterge. This seems like it might just be over before it's even begun. But Paladins do have a lot of big CDs, so let's see what's going to happen here.
It's so hard for him to close. I think that's what the big thing is. You know, you get the space with the mind control. Look how the ret waddles. Look how it waddles. And Healingstat's just standing back. He's letting the rots go through. The only time we saw him close, literally the only time that we saw a close, that's lay on hands.
Okay.
I mean, you have to. This is a single elimination.
Yep.
The thing is, the only time we saw a close was off the back of a rep, and you're not going to be able to consistently get that. Healingstat can make space again if he needs to.
That being said, Healingstat is he's used up a lot of his mana. So that's definitely a big factor. Now, obviously, Absterge is going to be able to get back in range before this dueling thing goes away. 2 seconds left. Always kind of annoying that happened. Healingstat trinketing immediately out of that Hammer of Justice and basically just running away from Absterge. Slowly, we got a blackout proc. Very, very lucky for Healingstat. Again, Absterge with almost no mana whatsoever. He still does have Bubble, but even if he uses it, I don't know if it's going to make a bit of a difference because he doesn't even have any mana to do anything with it.
That was a good stun out that came by Healingstat, and you can see Healingstat now, he's gotten what he needed to get. He got a lot of those big cooldowns, and now the space game is going to be a little bit trickier. The auto attacks aren't going to be juicy enough. He has a bubble. I don't actually think he has will to work with anymore. But, he does. So he has Inner Fire.
This Healingstat might have played a little bit too offensively here.
I think he can still win with the wand. Inner Fire and Bubble are going to do so much here that now he can just rely on all of that juicy spirit that he has. And we're not going to see Absterge able to do too much damage through the defense that Healingstat already has.
And this is going to be the bubble right here, probably. Oh,
nice
there's a Psychic Scream. And this has got to be a bubble where it's going to be GG. This has got to be a bubble where it's going to be GG. There's Bubble right there. Healingstat,
he's Bubble Hearthing. He's Bubble Hearthing.
No.
That's how you play it. No, he got the 9. No, he didn't even get the Bubble Heart.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. That is the biggest foul that's ever happened in World of Warcraft history. You can't even Bubble Heart his face, dude. He just ended stream, dude.
Wait,
he just ended stream.
Hey, that's the way it goes, right?
Hey, so to be fair to Absterge, you can't Bubble Hearth until I think level 42.
I can tell.
Yeah, I think 40. I might be wrong on the level, but it's not until a higher level that you get the longer bubble.
So we'll see you August 27th, Sturge. I suggest you don't roll Paladin.
No. Shouldn't have re-rolled, man. Should have stuck with the Horde. Okay.
Yeah, you know, Shaman's looking really good for Cdew.
Sure is. So why don't we go? Can we do Healingstat against 0?
Yeah, that's what this is right now.
Oh, correction, level 50, by the way. Level 50. Correction.
Okay, can we do Healingstat versus 0?
Nobody cares about the red Paladins, bro.
Hey, it's all Paladins, dude. It's all Paladins.
Okay.
All right, so now Healingstat is going to be going up against Zero. And then we have Payo Bean. Whoever wins that goes against Ziqo. Then the winner of these are going to be going up against Sony or the All-Seeing Eye, respectively. Right. I cannot believe
we are ready, dude.
We just saw Paladin destroyed like that. Beautiful plays, though, by Healingstat.
Man.
I mean, Healingstat played it so well. Like,
he did.
It's one of those things.
I was worried there for a minute. I thought he was going to run himself out of mana too much. But it looks like he actually did a really good job. And I am impressed by that. I mean, that mana management was incredible.
I actually got a message just now, and I thought that it was Sturge. I was like, what's he have to say? What does he have to say? But it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, man, fuck Paladins.
No, it was my mom. She said that we're doing a really good job.
I know. It's true. Okay, let's make it happen.
Lil Payo, after a little nap, is he going to be energized enough to take down Officer Bean?
Let's find out. Okay, Bean's sitting there, right on top of his flare. Payo's going to maybe try the same strategy as he had before. He throws up another flare.
Payo has changed for every duel. He's actually worn something different for every duel.
Wow, that's more than He's changed more often than I do in an entire month. This is impressive. I actually is that a headband?
It is. He's been wearing a headband the whole time, though.
Is he WoW's ninja? What is this?
Dog.
Okay. All right, and he's going for the pet kill. He's going for the pet kill. This is very interesting, and he blinded him there. I don't know if this is going to be a good decision or not, but let's go ahead and find out. He has to kill him pretty soon here. He has to kill him. That is actually not good at all. That is not good at all. Getting him there.
I think that's actually a pretty solid play there.
Well, he made it. He made it. Okay, Payo's got the battle chicken out. Okay, he's getting him at the grenade. Payo's already at 50% health. This is not looking good for Bean already. He trapped Payo, and then he's killing the battle chicken.
He has to. If you don't choke the chicken, you get choked by the chicken.
I can
You'll hear me say it time and time again. And now, though, Payo actually had a really smart play. It was a really good use of that stun. It allowed him to basically have a full opener without having the opener. Yep. And now he can actually close the space onto Bean. Bean needs to be a kiting Andy.
Right there. I mean, honestly, if that dot had just ticked in a different way, that probably would have been really good for Payo, but obviously it didn't. He's moving away here. Obviously, Serpent Sting is falling away. He's getting as much health as possible with his bandages, and let's see if he's going to be able to get back in stealth. He was not able to get back in stealth. He's trying to just run out and reset. This is not looking good for Payo at all. He's going right to the edge. Bean is just hunting him down with Hunter's Mark. Payo throws the grenade. Is it going to hit Bean? It missed. This is not good for Payo. 80 health, 1 health. It is over for little Payo.
And you can see him whispering that GG.
Fuck you, idiot.
Or that. Yeah, it goes either way. You never know. But Payo, I think very well played by him. And when we see Bean more and more, I do want to reiterate that he is one of those... I'm trying to get a... Can I get a high five, Payo? Can you get a high five, Payo? Don't leave us hanging. Dap us up, bro. Come on, man. Do they not have high fives in French Canada?
Sometimes you get it. Sometimes you get going.
Even when we're losing, we're winning.
That's right. Next round. All right, let's look at it. So, let's see.
Bean now will go against Ziqo.
All right, Bean versus Ziqo. Let's make it happen. Let's do it.
And then we have Healingstat versus, well, if we want to give Bean a second, we could also do Healingstat versus Zero right now.
Let's see. Whichever one of them is ready first, Esfon. That's what I think we should do. Happen. All right, Bean versus Black Lizard. I'm scared from the eye. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Now, scarred from the eye. I see.
Oh, from the eye. He's talking about the all-seeing eye.
Exactly.
Yeah. So basically,
well, here we go. Let's start it off. So immediately he opens up with a scatter shot, starts hitting him. Immediately starts Viper Stinging him. Oh wow! He feigned death to stop that cast. Black Lizard immediately blocks and removes that. And then of course we do have another polymorph right here, dropping the big one. Obviously, Black Wizard doing a ton of damage, playing super offensively, trying to play inside Bean's dead zone. Bean is already at half health. Black Wizard still sitting there at 75, maybe even more. Not only is he killing Bean, but he's also killing Oreo, Bean's pet.
Goodness.
And then he immediately, Black Wizard just
he offensively blocked out of the trap, dude. Double ice block, a whammy. He's able to take this one down.
Wow. Shit.
It's confirmed. Lizards really do run the world. Black Lizard going to be able to take down this best of one and move forward in the tournament.
Nice job. Absolutely nice job. Wow. Okay. Good fucking job, Bean.
Sorry, there's a handsome human on the stream. I just wanted to give a kiss to.
Oh, okay.
Well played, Ziqo. Well played. He's going to be marching on forward, and the question is, who is he going to be? Oh, he plays against... Dude, oh, man. Dude, I'm going to ask you how this feels as a warrior. Sony versus Ziqo now is going to be our matchup in the lower side of the bracket.
Is Healingstat ready? Here we go.
Okay,
here we go. All right, there we go. Immediately hitting him with a Frost Trap, freezing Healingstat, hitting at max range, charging up an aim shot, and then probably just trying to run as far away as possible to outrange the, I'm assuming, probably the Shadow Word Pain, just to make that little bit more of time. Healingstat is already down almost half health and half mana.
Look at Zero's mana, though, as well.
Oh, my God.
Like, Zero has just... He's getting fried here at this point.
Healingstat doesn't have a pet, though.
Healingstat also doesn't have any health at this point. Zero is trying to take down Healingstat.
What is this? I think this might... Oh,
and
Zero?
a trap.
Well, Zero is actually... I believe that he's probably just trying to make sure that he just secures this win 100%. So Healingstat did have enough mana, obviously, for a shield, and that could have actually been really bad for Zero. He's running away there. I don't know if that trap was the right play or not, but we're going to find out. Healingstat chasing down Zero. Zero running away with Aspect of the Cheetah, obviously a little bit able to move a little bit faster, but Healingstat, this is a pretty quick reversal, and it looks like Healingstat is probably going to win this unless Zero does a very, very good job with this. Obviously, trap is going out. Trap did not hit, or maybe trap didn't even happen. Zero with the stun, that's it, it's over.
I think he stuck his own leg in that trap. The trap was a trap. Healingstat going to be able to take this one down. You can see him getting excited. Yeah, pretty much every single person in chat was saying, yo, the Hunter's got this. The Hunter's got it. This is why I was saying
I thought he had it until that trap. Like, until that trap, I thought that he absolutely had it.
Sometimes the trap is a trap.
It is. There it is. That's a trap.
Catch your own leg in it, and just like that, we are going to see Zero. He's definitely impressed us, but it is going to be none other than Healingstat moving on forward to play against the All-Seeing Eye.
This is going to be a match.
About to
okay,
find
here
out.
we go. So Sony's going to be able to get the charge right there. Immediately goes into Berserker Sense. Let's see. Trinkets right out of that to create that immediate pressure. And then we see, obviously, Ziqo going for that polymorph. He's just sitting around waiting for that. Hits the Iron Grenade. And it didn't hit Sony, but the polymorph probably does. And there we go. He did a little bit of damage to Ziqo. I keep confusing myself with Black Lizard. At the very beginning, I don't want to say Black Lizard too many times. And this is not looking good for Sony. This is the traditional warrior. So basically what's going to happen here, see, Sony's going to try to run over to him. Now, eventually Sony, he puts on his sword and shield for really no reason because the magical damage is happening. And eventually he will be able to charge, at which point Ziqo will immediately blink away. And then there we go. Obviously got right out of Will of the Forsaken. Got out of that. Frostbolt again.
So here's how Sony can win. Here's how Sony can win. If he times everything perfectly and Ziqo doesn't kill him right now, and Ziqo decides he needs to go for a reset, and we see Sony have another MLG frag, like a no-scope, like a 420 no-scope, he can win.
Like the one that just happened to him?
But it looks like Ziqo is just going to have every advantage here. Look at that offensive ice block, just showing that he has the button. Will Sony be able to punish that flex, or will he fall down? And we are going to see the War Chief get taken out by the Lizard. That's a tough matchup for Sony. I think Sony has proven. I think Sony has proven that he is the best warrior in this tournament.
I mean, absolutely, 100%. Like, Sony put on a great show. He did amazing. He did better than I think everybody expected him to do. So I'm very, very impressed by that. And now we're going to go to our final game in the losers bracket until we go back up into the semifinals.
Well, no, we're going to have Ziqo versus this winner too, right? So
right. Yeah. More. Exactly.
Yeah. So we have Healingstat versus the All-Seeing Eye.
Yep, and then you want to do Ziqo versus...
Yeah, I think we just set up
okay, let's
Ziqo
do
that. And then we only have those final matchups to play out. I think that's the way to do it. So now it's going to be the All-Seeing Eye versus Healingstat, guys.
All right, let's make it happen. All right, let's go. And here we go. Immediately buffs himself up, puts on the shield, and let's go. Polymorph immediately goes out. That's something that we could all pretty much expect was going to happen. And then we have the Frostbolts go out, and now Healingstat is just basically trying to keep himself alive here, and then maybe doing, let's see what's going to happen here, keeping the dots on him, and moving towards All-Seeing Eye, maybe for a fear. I'm assuming this is probably a fear, and then he blinks away from the fear, obviously, hits him with the Mind Blast, and he blocks the Mind Blast. Okay, I didn't expect that at all. Hits him with the Iron Grenade on top of that, stuns him with the Iron Grenade, hits him with another Frostbolt on top of a Fire Blast. Healingstat is almost dead already, and he needs to keep himself up. Here we go. All-Seeing Eye might actually be about to win this, and then he hits him with a 415 crit. Uh-oh, this is not looking good for him.
Dude, All-Seeing Eye is a freak of nature. This guy is absolutely insane. He has looked so good. Keep in mind that it took Cdew hitting him for like 600 back-to-back crits to be able to even knock this guy down to the lower side of the bracket. Now he has Healingstat with almost no mana. He just can't let him reset here. Healingstat going to be trying to go for that reset. He's going in for the drink. Where's All-Seeing Eye? He's going to be able to get the poly, deny the mana. Only one tick even goes off. Healingstat with 800 mana to work with. It looks like he is going to be sent out of this tournament.
Not looking good for Healingstat at all. Obviously, both of them are basically drinking back up. They're, I guess, agreeing to reset, which I don't know if that's a good decision for All-Seeing Eye because he's obviously used both of his blocks, I'm pretty sure. So basically, he must be really confident being able to win this. And he's keeping him CC'd with obviously rank 1 Frostbolt running out, obviously regening mana slowly. And by the time the Healingstat probably gets to him, he's going to be almost full health and full mana here. So this is going to be basically a reset entirely. And Healingstat, though, at the same time, he's still at half mana.
I
don't know if this is going to happen.
It's not a full reset, right? But ultimately, I felt like kind of the same way that you did.
Yeah.
Like, why not just close the jaws of life? It seemed like we saw the All-Seeing Eye in such a dominating place, but he's just flexing how much of a dominant place that is. He gets a full tank of gas. Now he's starting to crit.
615. Okay. I don't know if Healingstat can heal through this or not. And he does resist the bomb. That is very, very good for Healingstat, obviously. Doing the greater heals, keeping his mana up as much as possible, doing whatever he can. I don't know if this is even going to be possible for Healingstat. He is really, really low. But he does get that heal off. He still has 500 mana left. All-Seeing Eye is getting pretty low on mana, too. This could be what's happened with almost a lot of these other games where Healingstat, it looks like he's out, and then he comes right back. And he keeps All-Seeing Eye in combat again. And then basically, let's see, we got another rank 1 Frostbolt, and All-Seeing Eye's got maybe a little bit less than 1,000 mana here, but Healingstat's got probably a little bit less than 500. That's not good at all. Okay, let's see what this is going to be. And so All-Seeing Eye right now, I think, is just really waiting for that perfect opportunity to be able to close this out completely. As you guys can see already, that he does have the potential to, if all of the stars align, completely end Healingstat entirely. And I think he's just waiting for that to happen.
I'm still surprised about the reset, right? I think that the reset is a relatively surprising thing, but All-Seeing Eye really seems to know these matchups just so well.
Yeah, he does.
Like, I've been so impressed by him, and once again, we're going to see
damage right there. I mean, that damage is like 3 or 4 crits right there in a row, even with the Frost Nova crit at the same time. He's down to 5 health, and then he finishes it off. All-Seeing Eye wins with a 446 crit with Fire Blast.
Yeah, you can see Adrian saying GG's there. Yeah. I think that Healingstat is one of those players, too, that a lot of people are like, pretty impressed with in this tournament so far. I know he surprised you. He surprised a lot of people in chat, especially in that last matchup. But it is going to be the... Wow, Mage versus Mage.
Oh, shit.